Okay, let's look at something you should be fairly familiar with. So our next little bit of this booklet looks at pressure. And we covered this in year 10, and to be honest, it's the same level of detail at GCSE. So pressure is a measure really of how concentrated a force is over an area. Okay, so if we have a large pressure, it either means the force is large or else it's concentrated in a very, very small area. If we have a low pressure, either the force must be small or else the force must be spread out over a very, very large area. Okay, so a large area makes the pressure smaller and a small area makes the pressure larger. And we use this equation for pressure, which is pressure is equal to force divided by area. And we usually shorten that to P is equal to F divided by A. Now, that means that our pressure, if the force is in newtons and the area is in meters squared, will be measured in newtons per meter squared. However, quite often the area isn't in meters squared, it might be in centimeters squared, or even sometimes millimeters squared. So be careful of those units and always make sure the area is consistent with the unit for pressure. Another way of writing newtons per meter squared is capital P small a, which stands for Pascal. Okay, so Pascal just means newtons per meter squared. Now, sometimes you might have to calculate areas, and if we have a rectangle, our area is the length times the breadth. Okay, sometimes you might have to convert units. So to change from meters to centimeters, what we do is we multiply by 100. To change from centimeters to meters, we divide by 100. But that doesn't hold true if we're changing from meters squared to centimeters squared. So if we're changing from meters squared to centimeters squared, we have to multiply by 100 squared and divide by 100 squared. Okay, so you have to keep those little conversions in mind when doing these questions. But in general, should be relatively straightforward and pretty much the same as what you did in year 10. Okay, so make another video of a few examples and then you can do some questions.